Get up to $2,500 off a new heating and cooling system with Bailey's Comfort Services. Not comfortable in your home? Call Bailey's today.
Watch WRDW News at 5:30 weekdays for What the Tech. Sponsored by Augusta Preparatory Day School, leading the CSRA in STEM education.
Helping people is simple. Just do the right thing. Imagine if it was your friend or family member who was hurt. How would you want them treated? That's how we think. Hurt? Just give us a call. It's all knots.
The First Alert team, named best in Georgia. Live from Augusta, you're watching News 12, live at 5.
South Carolina has some of the highest eviction rates in the entire country. In just a few minutes, we'll break down why the rate is so high and what lawmakers are doing to protect renters. But first, it was a beautiful day out today, if not a little chilly, but there's some chance for some stormy weather later this weekend. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Riley Hill joining us live in the Weather Center. Riley, how is our weekend looking for us?
Well, for the weekend, I think Sunday is definitely going to be our highest chance for some rainfall, potentially even some thunderstorms. So I would take advantage of the dry weather we have the rest of this evening and most of the day tomorrow. Here's a look at what we did by the numbers. It was a little bit cool out there this morning. We did hit the 30s at both airports around Augusta. This afternoon, we hit 62 for an official high temp, so not too far away from average, but it is December, so it is a little bit cool this time of year for us. Now, if you are heading out this evening, temps will stay in the 50s, so not going to be as cold as the past couple of nights for us. We are going to hang on to fairly cloudy conditions, but dry weather. So the rain chances don't really pick up until this cold front well west of us gets a little bit closer to the region. So right now we're just bringing in this cloud cover. Rain chances should hold out until we get to much later into our Saturday. And right now during the day Saturday, not looking like a huge threat for most places in the CSRA. A better chance if you're heading up towards Clarksdale and definitely the further north you get into the Appalachian Mountains. That's going to be the potential maybe for a few showers Saturday, but this is going to be our main event that does show up ahead of this main cold front throughout the day on Sunday. This potentially could bring us a low severe weather risk. We'll have much more on this forecast coming up in just a bit, but let's get a quick update on your First Alert traffic.
And now, First Alert traffic.
All right, let's take a look at the Thurman Dam. Obviously, not a ton of traffic right there. Let's switch this up real quick. I'm actually going to take a look outside of our building. Sorry, folks, got a little bit behind on just opening up these cameras earlier today, but now we are looking at Riverwatch Parkway, I-20 Riverwatch, and just looking at some cloudy skies and traffic not too bad right here near the state line. I have an update on that forecast for you in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Riley. A spike in pedestrian deaths in our area is raising concerns over what's being done to save lives. This most recent but deadly pedestrian crash happened on Gordon Highway at North Lake yesterday morning. 53-year-old Amy McMillian died as she tried to cross Gordon Highway at around 6:30 yesterday morning. Local data shows that Gordon Highway, Mike Paget Highway, and Peach Orchard Road are all hot spots for deadly pedestrian crashes. Our Sydney Hood is live on Gordon Highway now near where McMillian died yesterday in Sydney. Where you are now, there's not even a sidewalk.
Yeah, on this side of the road, there's not a sidewalk, but there is a sidewalk on the other side, but there's not a crosswalk for me to get across to that sidewalk. So if walking is your only means of transportation, you're really rolling a risky dice, so to speak, to try and cross the road, especially on a road like Gordon Highway where it's 5 o'clock, people are just getting off work, it's a busy highway, it's 6 lanes of traffic you have to cross, and again, there's not a crosswalk in sight, at least in this area we're standing in right now. So if you have to walk to get from point A to point B, doing that can be really risky, and if that's your only means of transportation to get there, you kind of have to watch for not only yourself, but watch for the other people on the road as you're trying to get from place to place.
I've walked almost everywhere around Augusta, especially with my dog. As you go towards the city middle, yeah, they're more pedestrian friendly, but on the outskirts near the suburbs, not so much. Streets could be a lot safer if people just pay more attention to the pedestrians.
And coming up on you tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock, one pedestrian's message when it comes to traveling alongside these busy highways.
And it's not just the CSRA facing this problem. A study from the Governor's Highway Association found that each day nationally, 20 people walk outside and end up being killed by a moving vehicle. Thanks, Sydney, for staying on top of this story for us. South Carolina union workers are asking OSHA to step in and take over operations in the Palmetto State. This comes as the Union of Southern Service Workers says South Carolina OSHA is failing to protect workers and hold employers accountable. Union representatives say it takes South Carolina upwards of a month to investigate complaints when it takes states like North Carolina just a few days. One workplace accident attorney says workers have a right to a reasonable expectation of safety at work.
Some employers are great actors and they have good training programs, but even when they do that, there's still going to be mistakes. Some just don't really have the programs at all.
OSHA does not routinely inspect workplace safety. That only happens when a complaint is filed. In a statement, South Carolina OSHA says it is fully committed to making South Carolina a safe place to work and live for all employees, and that it follows all procedures. The 23rd annual iHeartMedia Cares for Kids Radiothon is happening. Now live at 5, our Laura Warren is at the Children's Hospital of Georgia. And Laura, tell us more about this event and what we're raising this money for.
So all of the money that we are raising stays right here at our local children's hospital. It goes to the Children's Hospital of Georgia, and we have these wonderful volunteers standing by to take your phone call. We want you guys to call right now while we are live online, on air rather. The number's at the bottom of your screen. You can call 1-866-412-5437. If you call while we're on air, we're going to talk to one lucky caller who is willing to be a miracle maker. And what you have to do to be a miracle maker, it is less than 50 cents a day, and for that you get to help the life of a child. And something else, if we get a miracle maker, we have one over here with Holly. If we get a miracle maker to commit, every single one we get for the next hour, we are going to send one of these sweet little puppies upstairs to a child staying at the hospital. So please call because these are adorable. Holly, who do you have on the phone?
Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones, can I say hi? Hi, Mr. Jones. This is Laura Warren with News 12. How are you?
On the 23rd annual iHeart.
Are you watching the TV?
Yes, on.
Thank you so much for calling and being a miracle maker.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jones. Thank you to everyone calling in. So we are going to be here. All of these volunteers are dying to hear your call, and they are going to take it right now. So we'll see you guys. We'll check in and see how we did coming up.
It takes everyone to hop on the phones to go to this amazing cause. We're so lucky to have a facility like CHOG here. It's so important, and it's important to have a resource like this in our own community. Thanks for that, Laura. And if you're interested or want to learn more about the Children's Hospital of Georgia, we have more information on our website. There are numbers that you can call on your screen. You can also go to caresforkidsradiothon.com or text CHOG to 51555. It's going to a great cause down there at CHOG. Well, renters are much more likely to be evicted in South Carolina than in most other states. That's according to data from the eviction lab at Princeton University, which reports that the Palmetto State's eviction rate is one of the highest in the country. Our State House reporter Mary Green explains why and what lawmakers want to do about it.
Experts say a number of factors probably contribute to why South Carolinians are so much more likely to face eviction. They include the state's rapid population growth coupled with its lack of affordable housing, along with the relatively low cost for landlords to initiate eviction proceedings.
I think it just has all kind of spiraled into the perfect storm.
A Storm State Representative Marvin Pendarvis says he sees brewing every day in his home district in North Charleston, considered the eviction capital of the U.S. Pre-pandemic data from Princeton's eviction lab found North Charleston had the nation's highest eviction rate, with Columbia not too far behind in the top 10. More recent, though incomplete data, shows Greenville County's rate is elevated too.
When someone's facing eviction, the impact that it can have on education for their children, the impact that it can have on healthcare, the impact that it can have on their livelihoods and them being able to work.
A study from the ACLU found once they get to court, 99% of tenants facing eviction proceedings in South Carolina lack legal representation.
If you're behind on rent, it figures that you probably cannot afford a lawyer.
Pendarvis has filed a bill with bipartisan backing that would establish eviction right to counsel in South Carolina, providing people facing evictions with an attorney to guide them through those proceedings.
It levels the playing field for tenants in a way that it just simply is inequitable right now.
Pendarvis says it's similar to a housing court pilot started in Charleston County a few years ago, which the state Supreme Court authorized earlier this year to expand statewide.
It's really made a real dent in the evictions that we have.
The ACLU study found establishing this could help nearly 20,000 South Carolinians avoid major housing disruption. And it claims for every dollar the state puts into implementing eviction right to counsel, it would save $3.
That figure comes from a lot of different costs that get factored in. For example, the costs of juvenile justice, child welfare, education of homeless students.
This bill didn't advance in the legislature last year, but lawmakers can take it up when they return here next month. A companion bill in the Senate has also been filed. Reporting from the State House, I'm Mary Green.
And while establishing right to counsel could help more people avoid being evicted, Appleseed Legal Justice Center says there's no way for South Carolinians to get that eviction filing removed from their record. They say that can hurt them on future housing applications, so they'd like to see some sort of legislation passed to change that. A deadly salmonella outbreak has made its way to Georgia and South Carolina. The CDC and FDA say it's all tied to cantaloupe. Hundreds of cases have stemmed from a recall for pre-cut cantaloupe sold at Kroger, Trader Joe's, Sprouts, Aldi, Walmart, and more throughout November. Since the recall, hundreds have gotten sick and 5 people have actually died across the U.S. and Canada. You can see from this map here on your screen that both South Carolina and Georgia are seeing cases from this outbreak. At this point, all contaminated cantaloupe products have expired, but experts are warning you to check your freezer. You can return any of that recalled fruit product for a full refund. In Georgia, with the right paperwork, you can buy medical THC oil, but a move by the DEA is affecting where that medicine is sold. We'll explain coming up next. Riley?
And we do have rain chances increasing heading late into the weekend. By Sunday, we could have a few stronger thunderstorms. Have a look at the forecast just after the break.
Time and temp. Brought to you.
So many gifts for you to put under that tree this year.
Holidays.
Let's go! Just remember, you gotta stuff your stockings with all the prizes you can before the cage slams shut. Naughty. A special holiday Raid the Cage tonight on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Here's a look for our Beach Island camera showing some cloud cover over the region. No rain-producing clouds out right now, so if you are stepping out this evening, no need for the umbrella. Temperature is not too bad right now. We're at 58 degrees currently here in Augusta after seeing a high near 62, so temperature is cooling off a little bit, but we're expecting to stay in the 50s the rest of tonight, so not going to see a big temperature drop. Here's a wide look at our first alert radar network. This is going to be our cold front that starts to move in by Sunday, and that's going to help initiate a decent line of showers and possibly even some thunderstorms. So right now, Sunday, definitely your better opportunity to see rainfall. Tomorrow, I'm not ready to say 0% chance, just a very low chance. Don't cancel anything just yet. Maybe a few stray showers out there for tomorrow. Sunday, here's a look at our severe weather threat. So you can see just a very thin slither of a marginal risk across, I would say 75% of the CSRA. Marginal risk means level 1 out of 5. So any severe weather that forms will be brief in duration and intensity. But one of those low-end threats just cannot rule out maybe a brief spin-up tornado. The reason is we just have a very high shear, low instability atmosphere expected on Sunday. So just with all that shear, just cannot rule that out. On also the threat for maybe some stronger straight line winds, some heavy rain, some heavy downpours, maybe a low flood risk for just those very flood prone areas, but not expecting widespread flood problems. Here's a look at our ingredients for severe weather. So you need moisture, instability, lift, and shear. We got 3 out of 4 expected on Sunday. The one limiting factor is going to be instability. So this is just thanks to having a lot of cloud cover throughout the day Sunday. If we're able to warm up some and that wave of thunderstorms holds out until later into the afternoon, that's when our instability could increase some and that severe weather threat would go up. Now for this evening and tonight, we're staying in the 50s, cloudy skies across the area, a milder start to our Saturday morning, and then there you go, right around midday, Maybe an opportunity for a stray shower or two up towards Clarksville Lake and north of I-20. For most of us, I would say 80% of us do look mostly dry throughout the day on Saturday. Once we get into the afternoon tomorrow, hitting the 70s, and then we're jumping ahead now to Sunday morning. So with this setup for this particular model, it brings in a wave of storms kind of early into the day. If it happens this way, I'm not expecting any severe weather for us here locally. So we're hoping this model does materialize, because this would just bring us some heavy rain, maybe some rumbles of thunder Sunday morning through the early afternoon, and then we see another wave into the evening. But with that first wave pushing through early, this second wave just wouldn't have an opportunity to rebound and tap into any energy in our atmosphere. So that would be better for severe weather chances. And then we're back to dry weather and cooler weather again by early Monday morning. Quick look at your 7-day forecast. You can see those warmer highs close to 70 the next couple of days. Big cool down though Monday, with highs dropping back down to the 50s, and then we're back below freezing early Tuesday.
Thanks, Riley. In Georgia, people with a prescribed medical card to buy THC oil for a variety of serious ailments, but they must go to a dispensary, not a pharmacy. A ruling by the DEA is putting restrictions on pharmacies who want to sell this medication. Adam Murphy explains.
For more than 40 years, pharmacist Ira Katz has been treating customers at Little Five Points Pharmacy in Atlanta. He recently applied to be one of the stores licensed to sell medical cannabis oil to those with a prescription and registry card. But the DEA sent this letter to Katz and other pharmacists saying it's against federal law.
I'm very disappointed with it.
Georgia's pharmacy board and state legislature passed a law allowing independent pharmacies to sell low levels of THC.
We always felt, we as pharmacists, that this is a drug, should be kept in pharmacy, should be regulated by pharmacy. So we're very disappointed that the DEH is choosing to keep it out of pharmacy where it really belongs.
Up until now, patients have only been able to get the low THC oil from dispensaries around the state.
They're not licensed with the DEA, the dispensaries. We are.
Katz said it's a setback for families in need of cannabis oil for urgent medical reasons. Todd Heidel agrees. He works for a nonprofit called Peachtree Normal, which supports the use of THC for medical purposes.
It's ridiculous. It's very frustrating. We have children that are sick, that need medicine, and need safe legal access. And in Georgia, it seems like every time we try to take a step forward, there's pushback.
Patients are going to come into a pharmacy because they trust us, okay? They understand we are the drug experts. What better place to get your medical cannabis than from a drug expert in a pharmacy?
This ruling by the DEA does not impact medical THC oil card holders from getting a hold of products from dispensaries. Well, a traumatic car crash completely changed the trajectory of one Georgia woman's life. Just ahead, we'll show you how she's taking her story and using it to improve the lives of others.
We have the perfect gift for everyone on your Christmas list at Lionel Smith Limited.
Well, most everyone wears sunglasses, especially right here in the South, but what you might not think of is how your sunglasses will react during a car crash. Carly Bennett shares how one Georgia woman is changing the game after tragedy.
God wouldn't allow this to happen to me unless he had a plan for me.
Hannah Oliver says she had to find hope after a car crash 2 years ago cost her dearly.
The guy pulled out in front of me, slammed on brakes. I didn't react fast enough, and I hit him from behind. And when that happened, of course, the airbag comes out. And as soon as it did, I was wearing my designer, cherished sunglasses, and they shattered right on impact.
Her eye couldn't be saved.
My eye actually deflated. My retina was detached. My optic nerve was severed.
It took a lot of recovery, physically and mentally.
I did not want this to happen to anybody else, and I just felt that if more people knew about it, that they would think twice before they put a pair of sunglasses on their face.
So Hannah wanted to get the word out there, finding community with more than 100,000 followers on TikTok.
Seems to me that I'm not the only one that lost their eye because of their glasses shattering.
And she saw a need.
I was looking for a sunglass that would protect the only eye I had left. And what I found out, it was very hard to find a pair of glasses.
Hannah took matters into her own hands and created her own line called Blue Eye, sunglasses with shatter-resistant polycarbonate lenses.
A lot of talking to my ophthalmologists, my surgeons, and getting their input on how I can make the safest pair of sunglasses that's also stylish, but 100% protective.
Guys, I just hit this with a sledgehammer multiple times, and it is not Reiki.
Each style named after a hospital that helped her on her journey. The Grady, Emory, and Tony.
This is actually after my Oculus.
All done in an effort to give back.
We're giving our portions back to St. Jude's this year. So with every pair of purchase, it's going to help somebody in their eyesight again.
And Hannah says although something was lost, something was gained too.
Like, this happened for a reason. This happened for a purpose.
Hannah's sunglasses brand is called Blue Eye, and each pair starts at around $100, and about 10% from each pair goes towards St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, specifically the ophthalmology division, in order to help children affected by blindness. Well, new this evening, Georgia will not be ringing in 2024 with the Peach Drop. It's a popular New Year tradition in Atlanta, but today we learned the city has called off that event. Atlanta's mayor says this is because the city has dedicated its resources to other events throughout the year. The Peach Drop has not been an annual tradition now since 2017, when it was postponed for similar reasons and then paused because of COVID for several years. Riley?
Into the weekend, we've been mentioning the chance for rain. That does look most likely on Sunday, and that's also when the wind's going to be picking up with this cold front. We could see some wind gusting close to 30 miles an hour at times. I'm going to look at the forecast just after a quick break.
I would say that being a dad has really taught me what our clients go through. You know, once you have kids, the worst thing you can imagine isn't something happening to you. It's something happening to your children. So I want to be there to help others provide for their families as I do the best I can to provide for mine. It's just where you put your priorities. I'm J.D. Blevins with the Eichholz Law Firm, and my purpose is helping families.
Hey, Anna Christina here, wishing you a very Merry Christmas from Jimmy's Home Furnishings. Everyone deserves to ring in the new year with some restful sleep, so come check out our all-new mattress center and take advantage of year.
I would say that being a dad has really taught me what our clients go through. You know, once you have kids, the worst thing you can imagine isn't something happening to you. It's something happening to your children. So I want to be there to help others provide for their families as I do the best I can to provide for mine. It's just where you put your priorities. I'm J.D. Blevins with the Eichholz Law Firm, and my purpose is helping families.
Hey, Anna Christina here, wishing you a very Merry Christmas from Jimmy's Home Furnishings. Everyone deserves to ring in the new year with some restful sleep, so come check out our all-new mattress center and take advantage of year-end clearance specials. We're also offering 3 years of 0% financing on all of our newest inventory. Jimmy and his son Alex want to thank you for your continued support and wish you a happy holiday season. Located just 2 miles off exit 190 in Grovetown, Jimmy's Home Furnishings, where it feels like home.
We know exactly what winter
665.
Hey, welcome back, folks. We're looking at our thermodam cam. We do have a nice looking sunset here. We have a few high-level and even mid-level clouds kind of filtering through, and this is a sign that rain is going to be possible as we roll into the weekend. So a nice evening on tap. I'd take advantage of it. Temperatures right now in the upper 50s, expecting to stay in the 50s over the next couple of hours. It's not going to be overly cold the rest of tonight. You can see that cloud cover will be pretty persistent for us, just moving in from the southwest. The line of showers moving across the Mississippi River. That could bring us a stray shower into our Saturday, but looks to be a low threat for most spots. Starting tomorrow morning, we're waking up cloudy, temps near 50, and then maybe a stray shower north of Augusta. The rest of us do look to stay mostly dry tomorrow. Rain chances much higher, though, on Sunday, and some of those could be storms.
All right, thanks, Riley. Stick with us. We have more news, weather, and sports coming up after a short break as News 12 Live at 5 continues.
This is not you.
It's not me.